This is live? Sorry, I gotta figure this out. I go live and I don't. Okay, it's live. Alright. Welcome. Oh, hold on, black screen. There we go. Sorry, I had to figure out everything. It's out. Oh, there's my audio playback. I keep that there. I don't know how many people are watching. Oh, it shows it. Okay.
As president, Trump sacrificed our air and water to protect corporate polluters' profits.
What is playing right now?
He rolled back.
This is Twitter? Or is this an ad? Oh my god, hold on. Hold on. Oh, it was playing on, okay. It was playing on Discord. And I don't have ad block on Discord, so it's just playing stuff. Alright. I guess that makes sense. Sorry about that. You're gonna have to give me a couple minutes here. I gotta figure out how this stuff works. I feel like an old person, but I'm very young. Sorry about that. Okay. Where was I? What was I doing? I already forgot what I was doing. Oh yeah, no, I was looking at the dashboard. Okay. Well, I'm finally here. Welcome, guys and gals. Probably majority guys, just because, you know, the demographics in this genre of content, tech being specific, is a little skewed, but, you know, no hate, obviously. It's good to see y'all, or I guess talk to y'all. Still don't even know how to see the chat, but it's been too long. Wonder if clapping makes that see, like on my mic thing it shows up. Okay. Yeah, it's been a minute. I know on make sure on my screen here. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys read the latest post here. Yeah, I pretty much stopped doing FiveM content. This isn't like a big deal. Maybe it is for some people who originally kind of wanted to what's it called? Or originally came to this channel for that kind of content. Obviously, I changed my mind. Well, I didn't change my mind. You actually look at like a lot of it's mainly me, but if you look at some of the old content here, yeah, it was just it was doing like coding stuff. I guess like the first two videos were just coding stuff, and then I kind of jumped into FiveM. I've been a FiveM guy for God knows how long. I guess 5 years. Well, I played a couple of years before. This was like late middle school, so definitely like 7 years ago, or like maybe 6 if I'm a conservative estimate. But yeah, you guys hear me all right? I wonder. I have no idea how this sounds like. I guess I can just hear myself and mute that playback. Okay, I sound fine, hopefully. But yeah, no, it was a lot of this kind of content, and I love teaching stuff. You know, I love I just kind of love going through stuff because kind of I'm a big believer of like the idea that you know, you learn a lot better, or like the best form of learning is teaching, just because in order to like get an idea to someone else, especially if it's like complicated, like programming involves a lot of like thinking, like logically, like you have to actually drill in the concepts into whoever you're teaching, and so you have to kind of get a better more intimate understanding of what you're teaching, or what the subject matter is, before you could actually teach it. And I think doing that through like video tutorials and stuff is something that I've always kind of been passionate about. I love kind of understanding things at like an intimate level, and then kind of transferring it onto like this video format, for instance. But I will say, and I think it's not too hard to kind of see the quality of like these videos kind of drop exponentially. It kind of turned into a chore. A lot of these videos I just kind of started pumping out because it was routine. I could go through kind of the pipeline. In fact, maybe we should do that. Let's draw this out. So here's the pipeline for Jeva. So I'm actually going to write this down. Pipeline for creating a Jeva video. At least a FiveM related Jeva video. So what I would do is I would go to the forums. No, what was it called? It was like the FiveM dev. It was, yeah, the docs. Sorry, I forgot that word. Yeah, I would go here and I would just click on stuff until I found something that was like, okay, maybe I could kind of consolidate this into a something that I could turn into a video. So maybe there's like a client function. These are kind of more primitive stuff. Let's look for like hood colors. I don't actually remember how to navigate this site. But yeah, maybe like spawning in stuff. I would make a video about that. I think I literally did actually. I'm sure there was like a video where we talk about spawning cars. Like I would just go into the docs. I would read the docs. I'm gonna fill this out. So first item would be find a easy to understand concept on docs.fivem.net. Okay, and then I would find that, and then I would pretty much just like understand the concept. So I would kind of learn it. And this might sound like I'm coping, saying like I actually know how to do this stuff, because it's kind of just like what I'm kind of trying to get at is like I was kind of a script kiddie. Is that the right? Hold on. Yeah, okay, so it was just, okay, I thought that meant something else. But yeah, no, it was just someone who looks at other people's work and tries regurgitating it. I'm going to be honest, I think a lot of this stuff was just me reading the FiveM docs and then compiling it into a digestible piece of content. I don't know, there's people watching. What do you guys think? Like, I think the quality of these videos were always, oh my god, I like my own video. Come on, cringe. All right. But yeah, the quality of these videos were always pretty low. I would do it in one take. It would never be something. Maybe in the beginning, like I was definitely proud of some of these videos because I actually scripted them out. Trying to think, what videos did I script out? So we have the GitHub where I actually wrote some of the scripts. Trying to think, where did we do? There's probably something called like script in here. Yeah, script.md. Yeah, there were always like scripts in here. So I guess like one of the first videos that we made, or yeah, pretty much the first video, was essentially just this, or like me running through a script. So like I would be writing code alongside, but it would also be like compartmentalized. It would be written down, and yeah, and it would go step by step. It'd be super like you could figure it out, easy to follow is what I meant to say, and that'd be fine, right? But so a lot of these videos don't have scripts, at least like the FiveM ones. I guess this configuring my server one, I think this is like the biggest video on the channel. I think configuring your FiveM server. Yeah, this video, God, I gotta stop liking. This is so embarrassing. I'm getting like exposed. But yeah, no, a lot of these videos these videos in particular were me having like an organized thing that I would follow. But you can kind of see as we move forward in time here, it would just turn into me looking at code, or pre-written code essentially. And I think I've said this before. This shouldn't be like new information. I would always like look at code while I'm writing it just so I have a better idea. But sometimes I would just straight up be plagiarizing. Or self-plagiarizing, I guess it would be like I would have code written on the side. But yeah, sorry, I wasn't looking at chat. Jeva coming back. I mean, Jeva in the sense that it's me who's coming back, and I want to upload more tutorials, or maybe not tutorials, just stuff talking about fun tech stuff on this channel. But in terms of like the FiveM content stuff, I'm probably not probably. I've already kind of said that I'm gonna be shifting away from it. So yeah, that's pretty much. And there's also, I didn't really go through all of this yet. Not really much to go through. I did kind of notice while writing this, a lot of people have been doing like 5M related content, and I'm just shout out here. There's a lot of people doing great stuff, and I'm so happy that there's more resources than just me, because I think I was the first one. Not to like brag, it's nothing to brag about, but I definitely was the first person to kind of capitalize on like 5M scripting tutorials. But there are like a lot of more content out there now that kind of go through building, scripts and stuff, and it seems like I'm happy. I'm really super happy that the burden doesn't lay on me now. I was here for the 5M videos. I broke down the natives. So I think a lot of those videos, in terms of like the natives, I think I had this one series. Yeah, like this video going down natives. Yeah, I was thinking of this other one. It was called like Back to the Basics. Yeah, like this was like dealing with more of the primitive stuff. I definitely enjoyed these ones just because these were so simple, and I think I did a good job explaining the events. I think I'd have to rewatch these videos. You're gonna love the activate windows over here. That's funny. But these videos were simple, but I just kind of wanted to go over. Wish the best of luck. Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, I just want to go over that. Like, you can kind of see the degradation of like quality in these videos. Like, I could imagine this one is just me talking and oh my god, you can hear my high pitched voice. That's fine.
Model, grow. So it'll select this one.
Okay, so I'm kind of explaining here.
We're now going to create a new ped.
Okay, so I guess I do kind of. Sometimes I do explain what I'm doing. I have nightmare flashbacks where I am essentially just copying code, and I've seen myself do this and not explain it in some of these videos. I just don't remember which ones. And that's embarrassing. I think like I should hold myself up to a higher standard, but I was also, this is 4 years ago. I think me right now, I'm definitely a lot better of a programmer, I guess, or developer. That is kind of what I went into. Like I started doing these videos when I was in high school, right? 6 years ago. Hold on. Where's the thing? Where's the channel? God, I'm gonna have to click it again. Was it like 6 years ago? Yeah, it was, okay, 5 years ago. I'm sure I made this like way before. I just kind of sat on it. We could kind of talk about, I don't really have a structured kind of itinerary for today. I was going to work through some stuff, some little projects, side things, but mainly just to talk to y'all, because, I kind of want to start doing this more. I mean, I'm always open to feedback too. Let me know. So this is 2018. Okay, so about 6 years ago. A little under 6. Yeah, and so I was in high school by then. I think I was a sophomore in high school. Might have been a freshman in high school. But yeah, no, I wasn't like a seasoned developer. I was, just a kid. I mean, I'm not going to call myself a kid. I was a teenager who had a lot of free time and definitely learned how to do some of this stuff. Obviously, I didn't know how to do all this stuff. A lot of this stuff, I just kind of regurgitated. Like, I remember this video, actually. This is officially the last video, well, unofficially, but officially. Like someone kind of corrected me. This is something basic. You kind of learn this in like any basic physics course, that a vector isn't just a position, and they can be used to represent position, but I kind of imply that the vectors themselves are just kind of only used as, I think that's what I refer to in this video. Even if the code is written in the docs, you were always the guy that explained it to all of us. Really good job, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I think this whole little project, at least for what it was, I keep opening this tab. I just keep scrolling through here. But yeah, I think we did cover a lot of great stuff overall, and I think we did a good job on covering everything. I think like my last kind of chapter, how like Marvel has like phases in like, it's like Marvel phase movie, like they have like, I remember seeing like a flow chart. Is it something like this? I don't know. It was I swear there was like a flow chart. Okay, whatever. Yeah, something like this. I don't know. I remember seeing a flow chart, but yeah, essentially like my flow chart would have been like, go over all the, like it would start off with go over with all the or cover like all the primitive stuff, all the basic stuff. Then like the second part would be like server stuff. How do you integrate like the server and the client? And then like the final phase would be like integrating everything together, build a framework, implement design patterns. Obviously, I didn't know how to do all that stuff back then, but I would essentially, if I still wanted to keep doing this, or maybe if someone else wants to continue this, they would kind of go over like what are some appropriate design patterns you can implement. How do you design like a framework, for instance, so you could build like extension scripts or whatever easily, or plugins, sorry. Like I remember I had a friend of mine told me about QB Core. I don't know how old this is, but like I looked through it and it seems like a really nice consolidated framework. I don't know. I've been completely out of the loop on like what FiveM has kind of done. I know that it got sold to Rockstar, or some vice versa. No, it got sold to Rockstar. Yeah, or Rockstar kind of picked it up, or they kind of allowed it, something like that. And that kind of, that should have happened a lot earlier, to be honest. But I saw this, and I saw like some of the code. It seems like really well documented. It seems really well distributed. I'm kind of glad that there's finally like an eco. Oh God, I just see the payments. God, okay. It's a really good framework. Just showing, what did I miss? I'm just kind of going over Java. I don't really have like a structure about today. I just kind of want to talk to y'all, see what y'all think about stuff, and just figure everything out. I'm just kind of talking about Java, what my future plans were, or what they could have been. I know QB Core, I've just heard I've heard one good thing about it from one person, and it seems like they've done a good job in. How do I look at the docs? I've just been on this page. Is there like a thing here? Next. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, but like I just saw this stuff and I was like, okay, this looks way better than ESX, because ESX was just like, it was just like a partial skeleton. It was just scripts thrown around the forums, and and it was every man for himself. A lot of those scripts were in French, and it was the easiest thing to set up, but oh my God, the frame rate and the just plugging and playing, it was terrible. QB Core is kind of the standard now. Okay, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this like a good framework? Thoughts on this? Again, I've been out of the loop. I just kind of like, I had a friend of mine tell me about like what's been happening, and I kind of got like, oh, that's kind of cool. FiveM Market is so overpriced. I really don't understand how people could spend that money. I'd imagine it's like induced demand. Like there's a lot of people on FiveM now. Like I don't know, is there like a FiveM player count? Like because of like everyone on Twitch, right? Like it's a insanely this is like for individual servers. Like I just want like total FiveM total player count. It's not that many. I actually don't know like what's the baseline, but I just know it kind of blew up because of what's it called, Twitch. At least in 2021 it blew up, like early COVID, and a lot of like Twitch streamers started playing it, and then that's when I kind of noticed like a spike in revenue and in views, obviously, and then I kind of started trying to upload, but man, it was like when I was pumping content through like these during COVID, it was just like, man, this is such a chore. And eventually I just kind of stopped. Yeah, it's better than ESX, more friendly for development as well. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I'm super glad that there is now like a consolidated standard. I don't know if there's any like competition for this framework, but if there is, let me know. Just curious, because this looks way more consolidated. QB Core is 100 times better than ESX. The way they built it, handled it. Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah, no, I kind of started to notice that, at least with like how this was documented, because there was essentially like no ESX docs, I think. Maybe there were. I was just too stupid enough to like want to have to read them because I hate reading. But yeah, no, this looks a lot better. It's branded nicely. Good. Got tired of all the popular frameworks, so I made my own features. Okay, true Chad right there. Made just make your own framework. That's what I like to see. Yeah, no, there's definitely there was like I don't I like vaguely remember this, but it was there was like two frameworks. It was ESX, and then it was like some people building stuff off of Essential Mode. I think that's what it's called, ES. And then there was this one that was like kind of like, it wasn't public, but it was like leaked everywhere, and you had to like I only know this because some guy tried selling it to me. But it was made by, I think it was Frazzle, I think that's what his name was, or it was just someone, and it was for like it was for a couple servers, I think. But the way it was just like a leaked framework that worked really nice with with Essential Mode, and yeah, oh yeah, and VRP, yeah, ESX, yeah, VRP, yeah, I forgot about VRP, yeah, that one. Never actually used it. Yeah, I don't know which one was better, but I feel like they were both terrible. Overextended made also great. Oh, there's an OX. Okay, never heard about OX. Okay, didn't know that. Is this like built on ES? Just curious. Okay, it's got a good doc site. You know, that's always a good sign, I think. Good decoupling. I'm just kidding. I don't actually know. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, good. I don't know if there's like, I don't know the differences between them. Like, I assume, like, is this all are there like which like I it seems like from what you guys are saying, like maybe in the beginning QB Core is kind of the standard now. Is there an ecosystem for like plugins for this for OX as well, or is QB Core just like the dominator, or is dominating? Qbox. Oh my god, wait, is it Qbox 5M? This is a new one? There's so many. Is this the same thing? QBX. Oh my god, there's just so many now. Okay, yeah, no, maybe I'm just completely naive. Yeah, I don't know anything, but glad that OX is pretty much used for QB car. Okay, I don't know what this is. This, what's like the point? Is it like an extension? Does it just let you? Just curious why people would use this on. Would they use it on top of QB Core? Whatever you're actually saying, your videos help me. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, I didn't really know Lua as well. I was just kind of I kind of learned Lua by kind of teaching it, quote unquote teaching, like regurgitating and guessing and checking. But I mean that's how people learn, right? Oh, QB box became okay. It's just like forks of forks, man. Was this a fork of? So did this get forked? Is there like a lot of drama that I just missed out on? A lot of dev drama? Okay. Oh, okay. I gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, but I mean, it's good that this is, I'm good that we've moved away from ESX. That was it was a dark time for people who had no idea how to set up servers, or like, full economy-based servers, including but not limited to myself. I think in some of these live streams I tried doing that, or just setting up ESX. Let me look for it. There was like a live stream. Yeah, there's a live stream right now. We got 18 people watching. What's up, guys? Welcome. We're just kind of talking about stuff for those who just joined, or I don't actually know. But yeah, no, I remember we tried making. Oh god, I don't want to hear myself. But yeah, we tried making. God, I love the activate windows. Yeah, an ESX thing. I don't know why I did this. This was just like, there's no coding. It was just like me trying to figure out how to. I guess there was. No, this was for a menu. I'm sure it wasn't like, it wasn't like a good server, but it was just me playing around, I guess. There's a lot of history between the framework creators, but over time, QB Core has become the standard. Okay, interesting. Man, I missed out on like the framework war apparently that happened. Damn. Okay. Yeah, I should have stayed in the game. Could have been a part of that T. Just kidding. No, that's interesting. I didn't actually know that. Good thing about ESX is that most free scripts. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, it was super easy. You just plug and play and hope the script wasn't in French. Yeah, no, that was a lot of those scripts were in French, and so you had to like go into code and like usually they were hard coded in French. So I remember one time I made like a fork to this script, and I was so proud of myself because I thought I actually made something like a meaningful contribution, but it was just like me changing like the strings from like French to English. Some devs have their own core, but okay. TV core was leaked and had drama. Okay. Yeah, I heard a TX admin because I know it's a part of. Like I know. Actually, I don't know, but I know like at the very end of like me playing around with FiveM stuff, I noticed this kind of came pre-installed into like my server, and when I'd go to like the admin dashboard thing, this would be like the default. Um, so this is what is this used for? Okay, actually, I guess I can see. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, this is just like a SAS for FiveM stuff. There's always a SAS for everything, right? TX admin was great, so good. Okay. Oh, this is a community. Okay, this is a community thing. Interesting. That's cool. Yeah, I remember using this, and it had a nice dashboard. It had an API too. For those who don't know, I also run FiveM bot. God, this thing is also a monstrosity to at least like the code. It's disgusting. I should make that code public. But yeah, no, I made this, and this uses the API that like is built in the FiveM server, like the web interface. That's literally it's just been running like that for the past like 5 years on a Docker container. What's the future of your channel? I'm not really sure. I definitely I kind of want to open source this idea. I again want to make this clear. I'm not doing FiveM stuff anymore. If that's what you're implying. But I will say I do want to make like tech videos because if you look at like the earlier stuff that I did, it was just like coding stuff. You know, it was just like really simple. I guess like this was simple. It was just like how to make a calculator in HTML and JavaScript. How to set up Node.js, and then I kind of got into FiveM. Well, I was always into FiveM, and I figured why don't I merge FiveM and prod coding together, and that's kind of what this channel became. But again, I want to move away from that just because I think that yeah, well, I already kind of explained this. Sorry, my head's just going in like 30 different directions. Just because I don't really have a plan. I have a bit planned, and that was what I'm doing today is just kind of like talking to y'all. Maybe I could do this more often. I don't know. If you guys find me entertaining, then I'll definitely continue doing this. I love kind of talking. I don't know if you could tell, but I love teaching as well. Like programming stuff with in relation to programming, obviously. But yeah, this is kind of what I had planned. Just this live stream, and maybe we can do like I was gonna talk to you, kind of get some of what you guys want or what you guys were kind of hoping to get out of me. Again, I've always kind of had like this proclivity to go towards like software engineering and tech. I mean, that's kind of like my career now. But yes, web development. Yeah, I'm a big I do like web dev. It's what I did, like my job. With like React. Yeah, I'm a big Next.js guy. Not that big, but that's kind of probably the most the thing that I'm most familiar with is like Next.js. It's like my favorite or the framework that I'm most familiar with. Yeah, web dev all the way. What type of tech are you thinking? I don't really know. There's like 50 million Next.js videos. So I'm not sure what I would really do. I think I definitely want to like incorporate my personality as a part of this brand. I know that sounds kind of stupid just because like nobody really knows who I am, but I definitely want to make an effort to kind of get there. Um, yeah, that sounds dumb when you say it, but you'll see what I mean when I make it big. I'm just kidding. We'll see. Um, any experience with Svelte? Yeah, I've actually played around with Svelte a lot. I love Svelte so much. Oh my god, I have to show you. I I was a little bit skeptical on Svelte, so I started playing around with it. This is not Svelte Kit. I know that there's Svelte Kit. I've played around with Svelte, and I made this little client side site. It's really easy. You can it has latex, so you can write your latex equations. QR generator, so you can create a QR code for whatever. And it was so easy. Oh my god, you have to look at this code. It's like it's like React and Angular had a baby. I've never actually used Angular, but everyone says it shares a lot of the same principles. But my god, it was so nice. It was so nice to not have to worry about state management and how is there just variables. I love Svelte so much. I don't know if I would switch over to it per se, just because there's a lot of other stuff that I don't really know about. But I do like the idea of it, and I think it addresses a lot of the issues with React in terms of a developer experience point of view. What about game development? Yeah, I've never actually dealt with game development. The closest thing that I've got to game development is 5M scripting, if you want to call it that. Obviously, I think you're referring to Unity or some of the more low-level kind of game engine stuff, like Unreal, Unity. I've never played around with it. I don't know C#. So I assume that's what it's in, and also C++. Don't really have an intimate understanding of that. Obviously, I could learn. I never really got into what's it called? Game dev. Definitely something I've thought about though. It's I think I'm doing my master's in comp sci, so I am taking some game dev courses, but I don't expect that to be interesting. I think it's just gonna be a blow off. But who knows? We'll see in 4 or 5 months when my semester ends. If I do anything React now, I go for Remix. Other fall in love with Solid. Yeah, I don't know much about Solid, and I know Remix is I think Twitter's written in Remix, but I've heard good things about Solid. I don't know the difference. Solid.js. Yeah, I swear I watched a video. Was it this guy? Is this gonna be the Fireship video? Yeah, I've seen this video. And it's kind of like React, but it's a little different. I don't know what benefits this gives me. I think it's performance. One of the big thing is performance. But yeah, and also Remix. I've heard good things about it. Remix and Next.js are similar, I think. So I've done a lot of Next.js stuff, and so I've always kind of gone to that for my full stack projects that I need kind of a front end and back end code base together. Godot is a good game engine for learning. GDScript is like Python. Let's see. Godot. Oh. I think I've heard of this. I've seen this logo before. Unless this is I'm getting confused with some other thing, but look at the docs. Is there a getting started? I just want to look at what the code looks like. Oh, it's a GUI thing. Okay. Is it programming? Sorry, I'm such a... So okay. Oh, so GDScript. Okay, that's what you're talking about. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I gotta check this out. I don't like that it's or I didn't mean to say I don't like it. I like that it has its own integrated environment Unity or whatever. I think that's really important. You shouldn't be doing that stuff in VS Code, I think. I think of it like React with Svelte's reactivity. Oh, you're talking about Solid? Okay. Yeah, no, it does. It looks like the JSX is just like React, just different names. I don't know what you mean by reactivity. Is the reactivity different Is that where like the performance buffs come from? Or I don't know why I said performance buff, but is that where like the performance comes from? Is how they like redesign signals and stuff or states? Signal's too good. Codeight is more code based than other engines. Okay, I didn't really see that in the docs or whatever the sample, but I mean I am kind of seeing it now. This is a C# thing too. It's cool. Cool. Yeah, I gotta check out.
Oh, you still function.
I can't check out all these things. There's too many JavaScript frameworks. I'm sorry. I honestly, I have to. One of the things I wanted to work on today, if we didn't have anything else to talk about, I was gonna work on like one of my things that I'm, like a project that I'm working on, and it was just like the whole point of it, or not the whole point of it, but like the admin dashboard or whatever. It's written in HTMX. For those who aren't familiar, HTMX is like, it's just like how do you like not use JavaScript in a front end? Like it's essentially just putting there's a word that they call it. It's like HOTAS or something. I don't know. It's like it's using the HTML as the state instead of like JavaScript or the virtual DOM as the state. And I like it. I have to understand the design paradigm because I've come from brain rot JavaScript, and this is a complete paradigm shift for me. But I do like how easy some things are in this, and how I don't have to build out or how I can build out like my backends without really having to think about it too much in terms of like REST, like the adherence to like RESTful. Svelte, solid views, reactivity are based on signals instead of VDOM. Okay. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, because React it re-renders like the entire tree. Yeah. Okay, interesting. Yeah. Yeah, that probably makes sense because everything I've heard is like for like those frameworks is they always perform way better. React is just like not really a performant framework. Tried HTMX when I was first learning Go a few years ago. A lot of UX things that will drive you insane. Yeah, no, I did run into a couple roadblocks, and I did have to write some JavaScript. Actually, I'll just pull it up. Where is it? Zed. I started using Zed. This is like a what's it called? It's supposed to be like a really nice IDE. I don't know. I'm just but yeah, no. In HTMX, where's it? Static? Oh, templates. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff here. That's just like I think it was in logs. I had to use JavaScript. Like I couldn't get out of it. You can see this comment here, but this isn't true. I have a thing in here that you need JavaScript for, in terms of like and I'll show what this is. This is like a fun little thing that I've been working on. But I'm curious, like, what other roadblocks have you run into Z-wide? Just curious, just because I literally started using this like 2 weeks ago, and I like there's a lot of nice things, but I don't imagine it's gonna be good, or I don't imagine that I'll like it for much longer. Just because I don't understand the HOTAS or whatever they call it. Do you like TypeScript? Yeah, I mean, I'm a big TypeScript fan. I pretty much use it on a daily basis, at least for work. And yeah, I mean, for Next.js, I think they force you to use TypeScript. At least the T3 thing, you guys are familiar with T3. It kind of just forces you to use it in TypeScript. I didn't really find it that hard to switch from JavaScript to TypeScript, just because I had a pretty good understanding of Java, and I guess like other object-oriented programming languages, and so yeah, it was just kind of like it wasn't really a hurdle. It was just like, oh, okay, here's some types. Still like optional. I mean, TypeScript is essentially, I've heard this opinion from someone else, so don't quote me on this, but TypeScript is essentially just like a linter. It's a hot take. I've heard this from someone. I don't remember who, but it was like a popular programming guy So yeah, don't blame me. Zed is nice. I like their Vim integration. You have to try. Oh my god, please. I don't have like 300 hours of my time to figure out how to use NeoVim. But you know what? I know how to leave Vim. Okay, so it's :Q. So you can't get mad at me. At least I know how to leave. Okay, but I can't. It's just there's too much to learn. I know that it's like you can do insane things with like NeoVim and like all the macros and stuff and just like navigating, but man, it's just too much to learn. Like I honestly like I know it's probably better if I what is it? It's Q question exclamation points. Yeah, I know that, but I know that I know some people. I know one person who's like insane. He doesn't even use NeoVim. He's a VI guy. Actually, I know two. One is a friend, or he's a teacher's assistant, and he uses Vim. He's really bad at it because he doesn't know how to like actually like run around. He just uses the arrow keys. So it's obviously like he's just trying to be like, you know, pretentious or whatever, which is a big reason why I hate NeoVim, because there's a lot of people who just like try to learn it, or I don't even know if they try to learn it. They're just like using it just to show off. But I do know the only NeoVim Chad that I know is a professor of mine who what's it called? What did he do? Yeah, he was an operating systems professor, and his laptop was he used some Linux. It was probably Arch, just because I couldn't see like his taskbar or anything, and everything was just like, yeah, he used Arch, by the way, but yeah, no, he knows how to use. He didn't use NeoVim. He was a VI guy, or just normal VI. Yeah, he was a like, it was crazy, and he just knew how to use it. He was just like, yeah, it's really important for you guys to know that. But yeah, he was crazy. Handling buttons, a lot of things. Oh, yeah, you're talking about Zed. Yeah, I think Zed, it feels nice. It looks nice. And I'm just kind of sick of VS Code. Not really sick of it. I don't know. I like how this looks. This just looks nice to me. I don't like I think VS Code. Hold on, I gotta make sure nothing's open on here. I don't like how slow it feels, like compared to, because this isn't like a web page. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a Chromium embedded thing. Like, this is like rendered. This is like a rendered thing, at least from the video that I watched. But you can literally feel it. That's why I love it. Versus like VS Code, it's just, oh my god, like I can, hold on, how do I, Control Shift I don't know, but you can open up the inspect element, you just see that it's just Chrome underneath. I hate that. I don't get why people don't want to spend hours organizing their editor, but I do think yeah, I hear that a lot, and I'm just so lazy. I'll do it, you know what, I'll figure it out one day. Maybe it'll be on this stream, who knows, but yeah, I just I see people using it, and it just kind of hurts my head. You know, I like clicking buttons. But you know, that's what I said about when because I used to at least for like FiveM stuff, I would spend an extra like $2 or $3 a month for like a server thing just to like use Windows on it, just because I didn't want to learn Linux. Eventually, I like kind of figured out how to navigate a console. And now I'm like fine with like, you know, a headless installation of whatever. So, yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll change my mind about Vim. I mean, I probably will, just because everyone around me tells me to do it. So, I concede. As long as the code works, you know what you're doing. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's definitely not something you should, you know. It shouldn't take more than like 2 seconds to think about like what editor you should use. It really doesn't matter. This is relation to HTMX, not Zed. Like handling buttons, there's a lot of little things. Oh, yeah, no, that's something that I ran into as well. At least for this. So maybe I can kind of shift tabs here and kind of explain what I was trying to do here. This is essentially like a I don't want to say it's a malware, but it's the closest thing you could get to like a full-blown spyware. But yeah, no, I built this program because my little brother got a PC, and you know, we got to keep in check. And he's only allowed to play like for an hour a day, so there's some inbuilt counters and stuff. And so try to do like, I gotta, I think it's activate. Yeah. Okay, and then I could do, is it client? I think it's client. No, we'll just show the web server. Just web server.py. Okay, and then I go to here, and we go. Oh my God, I can barely type right now. I'm very tired. Sorry about that. 5001. Okay, and then we put in the password here. The password is the default one, but this is essentially just like a dashboard. Where did I put that? This is such a, look at how beautiful this directory organization is. Everything in the root directory. This is how repos should be organized, by the way. We should just be pushing code without folders. You don't need them. They're like optional. Yeah, config. And then this is the password, my awesome password. I think that, yeah, that is a password. But yeah, it's essentially just spyware. And, you know, it looks cool. I love, this is all HTMX except for this part, this like, this time limit stuff is in, this is like JavaScript, unfortunately. But, you know, I try my best. It's pretty cool because you can actually kind of interact directly with the, you gotta love this logo too. It's just so creepy. I made it as repulsive as possible. But, yeah, yeah, so you could like send a message and that would, it's cross-platform too. So instead of, if it's like a Windows machine, it'll do like run a PowerShell script on the host PC. Classic HTTP Hoth. Yeah, no, definitely very secure. Also, no SSL too, by the way. That's gonna be a thing that's gonna be, where is it? Just gonna be backlogged forever here. We are never gonna implement SSL, so anyone can just man in the middle of this if they're on the same network. But yeah, that's how lazy I am. But we'll figure that out. Yeah, it's not. I didn't really meant to make this look nice. I'm using this thing called Pico CSS and also Tailwind, just because I kind of got used to it. I didn't really need Pico. I had Tailwind, but it's like this. It's supposed to be this really easy to use. In fact, I think Fireship made a video on this. It's supposed to be like this really easy to use framework. You just kind of plug it and play kind of deal. Really not much thought that needs to go into it. But yeah, I just made this, and one of the things that annoyed me is, first of all, let me just say, let me give my praises to HTMX. I love how easy it is to just update this all together. Like, it's literally it's like an event. Where is it? Sysinfo. Yeah, you just load every 3 seconds. Like, that's so awesome. This is React. You'd have to create a state, or actually, yeah, you'd create a state for the payload, and then you'd have to create like a use effect, and then inside of there'd be like a set interval, and then the destructor would have to run and then clear the interval so you don't have like a memory leak or whatever whenever it unmounts. Like that, this literally just replaced all of that. This is the first thing that I did in HTMX, and I loved it. And then the last thing that I did in HTMX was this time left stuff where I just had to do some JavaScript. And also, this doesn't even work. I want it to, when you set the button, it also reloads the time left. So like how this works is like how much time you used on the computer, and it's based on like how much you've moved your mouse every like 5 seconds, or typed on your keyboard. But yeah, it doesn't, when you set it, it doesn't actually change this value, and I don't know how to like manually trigger that event. I thought this would do it, and I read the docs. The docs aren't like that great, but or not as thorough as I'd like. I won't say that they're not great, but yeah, this does not do anything. And yeah, I could see that I need to figure out how to do that. Certbot, yeah, no, I've used a Certbot for my like my local solution for like, I think it's Workstation. Yeah, like this, my like code server, I use Certbot. I hate to have to do that on like every single machine. And if I like, essentially I'd want this, like this program would be running in my like on the host PC, and yeah, and then I'd have to install it on like my phone. I'd have to do it on my on any device that I use, and I have like a lot of different devices. So like I wished, I don't know, again, I could be completely naive here. I don't know if there's a better way of just like, is there a way to like aggregate your SSLs? Like, cause I have a ton of different like services that I use. Maybe I can show it. Let me make sure there's nothing on there. Yeah, like I have like a home lab, and yeah, like I wish there was a way to just like everything has its own certificate. Like, how do you aggregate the management of SSL? And these are all internal. I know like I have Nginx Proxy Manager for like my external stuff, and that takes care of SSL. But is there a way to like do it internally that I don't have to like install a certificate manually on the client for each new website that I want to do? Because that I've just like not, I don't even want to deal with it. I mean, like my internet's natted. Like I have like I'm separate from like my my family's internet, so like I don't really, it's not something I like care about too much. It's just nice to like, let's say somehow someone got into my network and they're peeping, even though I have like Mac hardware stuff. Then yeah, again, I just think it's really good for like very sensitive info. This also has keybind tracking as well. But yeah, it'd be good to have this secured. Because I know like maybe I should kind of do a little tour of the repo here. I'm kind of proud of it just because I don't think I've ever properly sat down and made like a or properly like decoupled an application or built it up like properly. So everything's built on like abstractions. So like a database is like the primitive or like the lowest level, and then the store, you gotta love how this is organized. The store, extends from the database, or yeah, the store extends. Yeah, it's an abstraction of the database, and the store is like you can check if you have the time limit, if you want to set the time limit on the computer. Do you want to update like everything? This was like so satisfying to me. Just for the longest time, I didn't know how to like actually write code, like decoupled code. I think I was just kind of like an idiot and just wrote, which is fine too if you're learning. But I was kind of proud of doing these. There's a quote about like using design patterns that just I already. Man, I shouldn't even brought it up. I don't even remember what it is, but it's essentially like they're cool to think about, but they're not always great to implement. In other words, like you're implementing them when you don't need to be. And I think this was just like me having a field day with just putting a bunch of abstractions on top of each other. But this is like a fully multi-threaded app. So I am kind of proud of it. This client is like the main this should be called like main.py, but essentially we have like, it's all multi-threaded, so it'll all run concurrently, and they all use the same kind of database store. At least like the web server has access to the database, and the database API, the store API, I guess, and the what else? Yeah, that's it. The monitor, also has its own database, which is kind of interesting. Why don't I just have? There should be like DB here as well. Wait, no, there doesn't. Does there need to be? Oh, I guess I don't. I don't actually ever interact with the store directly in here. I do it inside of the loggers. So this is like, so the logger has access to the store. Yeah, this is not a good. This is like very poorly organized. But I tried. But yeah, this is very malicious. That's why I need to make this public. I need to push this to a public repo, because right now it's on like my internal Git server. Yeah, it's not really public, but who knows? We'll push it out someday. I gotta make my my commit history is looking a bit dry, if I'm being honest. Look at that. It's like, what have I been doing all summer? Nothing. So yeah, I gotta figure that out. Everyone goes through the abstraction phase. Yeah, I feel like a child. Thank you for making me feel like a noob. But yeah, no, it's fun. And I think as I get better, I will shift away and become more mature in terms of programming, and learn how to actually make a distinguish, or how to distinguish between the different kind of design paradigms to use. Right now, this is just fun for me, at least conceptually. But yeah, Python is not a good language performantly, but it's fun in terms of like the developer experience, because you can do anything in it, really, just very poorly. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I don't really. What was I gonna do? I think I wanted to work on this for some time. I needed to figure out how to fix that. One of these issues I was having. Oh yeah, I'd also want to log the processes list, or just like the list of processes, because I did make these nice little thing for processes that'll like print out like what processes are using each thing. Just learning new concept when you implement it. Yeah, I guess, yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, I'm very insecure. What are we doing here? I'm just kind of going through this little project I've been working on. Again, I don't really have like a structured itinerary for today. I just kind of want to talk to y'all, get a better understanding. And yeah, I don't know if this is entertaining or all at all. I don't know if I should keep doing this in the future. I haven't been able to see how many viewers we have. Oh, it shows it. Okay, I just had it clipped off to the side. We have 8 people watching. Hello, welcome. And yeah. So this program is essentially just like a spyware, malware. Not really. I keep saying that, but it's more like a moderating tool. Just has complete unlimited access to your computer, kinda. So like logs and stuff. Don't want to open that up because there is a keylogger, and it will log it in there. And I think I've had this running while I've typed in passwords, so we're not gonna show that. Alert will send a cross-platform. Oh, that doesn't work. Oh wait, I think I shut it off. Oh yeah, I closed out of it, so yeah, nothing works. But yeah, this is just you could look at this logo and pretty much tells you what we're building here. A completely intrusive program. But yeah, I made it to like pretty much monitor other computers that I have on my network. What is this project on? I've recently got into coding. Some this type of things are interesting to watch and learn. Yeah, it's essentially just yeah, I just kind of just said that. So yeah, it's something I've worked on for, let's see how long I've been working on this for. 2 weeks ago. Okay, I did take a break, a couple-day break, I guess. I don't remember where, but yeah, it was a fun little thing. Obviously, these checks are just failing because Git T actions and GitHub actions are completely different. So when I do move this over to GitHub, it will be fine because I've tested it with Act. Probably be a good idea to multi-stream if that's an option for you. Twitch is a good one. Yeah, Twitch is a good idea. Thing is with YouTube and with Jeva, like there's already like a platform here. There's a lot of like subscribers. So that was nice for me to just kind of jump in, and people who are already subscribed to me would just kind of get that. That sounds very malicious because, obviously this is not FiveM related, and people probably originally subscribed because it was FiveM related. But yeah, I like YouTube, but I think Twitch. When you say multi-stream, is that like, can you stream on Twitch and YouTube concurrently? I'm kind of curious if that's what you were originally intending. What do you believe is the best language to start? Yeah, it depends. I think like if you're starting from scratch, actually really just depends, because if you're like trying to get like a software job, and you're in like the United States, for instance, I think like Python is probably your best bet. It's just because you can do like LeetCode and do like a ton of like those practice problems for like job interviews. You could do them in Python, and they're always just so much easier. But you know, I know people who do them in C++, and they're like way better than me, and they work at Quant. And so, you know, I can't really talk, but it really just depends on whatever you're good at. You're cracked, then do what your heart tells you. But I would just recommend Python because it's so easy. The data structures are like, they're like pretty much built in, and they're completely intuitive in terms of like the syntax. You can stream on multiple places at once. Yeah, maybe I'll make a Java Twitch. It's a good idea. Should write that down. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Just because, yeah, I think for... Yeah, I don't know how much more we'd get out of that in terms of viewership. I mean, I guess that's not the point. Sorry, I'm like I keep thinking in like these metrics. Sorry. But yeah, no, it's probably it probably is more appropriate just because Twitch is more of like a live stream oriented, and you know, it would obviously broaden the attention of Java overall. I'm writing that down. Cool. Yeah, just gotta remember that. Yeah, I've heard of this Harvard's intro comp sci. I think I've skimmed through it, and it wasn't bad. It was a really good, like the professors were super good. I said Harvard intro comp sci CS50X. Yeah, I've heard of this, and I think I've seen a video, and it was super long. Is it this one? I'm sure there's like an actual thing that you go through, but I do remember skimming through this. And it was pretty good because he had like the guy he had like practical demonstrations.
Everything else, and we'll plot.
Yeah, no, this is always like super good to like visualize. Yeah, no, I'd recommend this too. Just from like seeing how he's teaching, and it's Python, so ooh, it's web dev stuff here. I guess practical experience is good too. I just is there like data? Yeah, okay. Data structures is a good couple hours. Memory, why is that? What are we doing in memory? Okay, it's just... What is this? Okay, we're in C now. Okay, algorithms. I wish there was a little bit more on algorithms and data structures, because this is pretty much what you get tested on in like job interviews. But you know, these could probably play into each other more than I think. Yeah, I can copy this for you. You don't have to look for it. So I got into coding 5 years ago, and now it just sets you up. Yeah, no, these kinds of videos are like super important, I'd imagine, just because they go through the primitives. Super good. Got into coding 5 years ago. I think I did as well. No. Well, yeah, probably. I mean, I think I actually started learning programming like properly probably like 3 years ago or 2 years ago, like actually building out programs, designing them. And then also like I started like working in tech or like software for 2 years. And so that's when I kind of actually learned, hey, you know, this is how we build out stuff. And this is how you're supposed to do X and Y, and this is how you work in a team and agile. Like those things are also like just as important. Because I think I was pretty naive going into it. I thought I'd be like pretty goated, but it's a lot different when you like when you just code by yourself, and then when you have to like code with the team. Because a lot of what I do is just like here at least is just like this is my backlog. But no, when you're on a team, there's like a Jira, there's a backlog. What's in the sprint? Can you work on this? Can you pull this stuff out of your sprint? Are you just going to be a nuisance to the team? Like, you can't do that kind of ad hoc programming. You have to actually sit in meetings, you know? But, yeah. Let's see what else I had. I should have written down, like, a agenda. I wanted to work on this, but this is, like, it's kind of boring. What else have I done? Yeah, I'm on Linux, by the way. I use Linux, by the way. I switched. I switched like a couple months. I'm trying to think. I think it was like early June maybe late May I switched. Well, I didn't fully switch. I have a dual boot, but I've always I've always been scared of Linux just because when I first tried it, I was on Linux Mint. This was like 7-8 years ago, and I did like a sudo apt update, and then I got like this scary error, and then I couldn't update my computer anymore, or like nothing was updating, and then like what happened? Then it got like really slow one day, and then I just uninstalled and went back to Windows. Yeah. But now I think like I know how to actually use like a console, so it was pretty easy to just like jump into it. Obviously, there's a couple things in terms of like you know I guess design choices, like cosmetic stuff, and yeah, you just kind of have to figure out the minutia of that. But eventually, I've kind of settled on Linux now. This is Linux Mint. Remember that NeoFetch program? Is it NeoFetch? Yes. This is Linux Mint. I originally was using Spice, or what is it called? Cinnamon Spice. And my God, it was awful. It felt terrible. It looked fine. But the problem is apparently from my very limited research, apparently is it called a compositor? Yeah, the compositor on Cinnamon it was apparently like ancient, and it was terrible. And so I have a 144 hertz monitor, and it was getting like under 30 frames a second when I would move. It just felt so like it did not feel smooth at all. Is there sensitive information on here that I shouldn't have shown? I think we're good. Okay, I've just been flaunting this around. What was I talking about? I already lost my train of thought. Sorry. I thought that it was like Cinnamon looked nice. Then I eventually just switched to this is KDE Plasma, this desktop interface, and I haven't switched back since. But again, this is in the span of like literally not that long ago. I started probably like end of May I switched. And so I'm still very like new to the whole Linux desktop. I use Linux, by the way, kind of deal. So yeah, very new to this, but I do like a lot of the things. I like one of the things that sets apart Mint from like Ubuntu is Flex. What's it called? Flexbox? Sorry, no, that's my web dev brain talking to me. It's called Flatpak. Yeah. And then Flatseal is like a way to manage all these applications installed through Flatpak. And I really like this. I like how you can just kind of how everything is sandboxed by default. I really like that. But yeah, I definitely I can recommend it. It's a bit of a learning curve if you've never played around in a Linux terminal, because a lot of the configuration happens in here. But if you have played around in terminals, then I would just recommend making the switch, because Windows is I don't really like the direction Windows is going, and I don't think most people do either. On Mac, like 90% of the time now, is because it's using Pop OS. I use Debian for all my servers. Yeah, same here. Well, I don't use Mac. I think for Mac, like I had the choice, like for work, use a Windows or Mac. I feel like Mac is just way better for like programming. Just because my brother, he has a Mac for his work laptop, and yeah, it's just way better. I heard a little bit about Pop OS. I saw that one Linus Tech Tips video where he just kind of crapped on it. He accidentally like he bricked his operating system, and it was because of Pop OS. I don't know if you guys are Linus Tech Tips viewers, but yeah, he did that once. That was funny to me. I don't know much about it beyond that. Got that Linux Flexbox, yeah. Flatpak, that's what it's called. What's wrong with Windows? There's nothing really wrong with Windows. It's just like a lot of privacy stuff. What is it called? One big thing, and I didn't make the change because of this, but I know a lot of people did. Was it Microsoft? Microsoft, is it Copilot? Is it? No, it's called Rewind, right? Microsoft Rewind? No, Recall. That's what it's called. Yeah, Microsoft Recall. Essentially, just kind of there's this YouTube video of a guy like exploiting it as well. But it's essentially like it'll take pictures of your computer every like minute or so, and then you can ask it questions about like, hey, what was I doing on, or what was I doing a couple minutes ago, or just like stuff like that. And it's all like done locally, so the actual like machine, or not machine learning, but the AI stuff is done on your machine, so like none of the stuff leaves your computer. But apparently, like, I saw someone, and this was kind of a big thing, they were able to exploit it easily with like just basic Windows exploits on like getting administrator access on your computer, and then being able to like just see everything once you had that. And so that was one thing. But again, I don't really like, Windows has like a very big oh, they've rolled it back. You don't think they're ever gonna like consolidate it? Because it is like a cool concept. And I definitely could see people using it, but like, I think the problem was that you could disable it, and then it was accidentally getting re-enabled, or maybe I'm misinforming. I think what it was is Microsoft has a reputation in the past, at least, for, what was it called? They have a reputation for, you disable a feature and then it gets re-enabled. I think it was OneDrive. I might be wrong about that, but it was OneDrive that would re-enable itself even after you disable it. A lot of the privacy settings, I think, were not getting honored as well. Could be wrong about that, like 50% sure on that. But yeah, I didn't know Recall got like fully. Well, I know it got pooped on by everyone, but I didn't know they were going back on it. They're still embedding AI. Super annoyed about it, but the desktop screenshot. Oh, the desktop screenshot thing. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's 100% true. 0% platform trust. Yeah, I don't really trust them either. Sucks, but what are you gonna do? Besides switch. I do like Mac, how it looks. I just hate everything about it as well. How you can't really like. There's no such thing as like a custom Mac PC. Like the software's all proprietary. You're not allowed to like build your own Mac PC. That kind of sucks. And also, it's like, it's super like babied. Like, you can't do a lot of things. Again, this is from very limited experience and limited interactions with Mac. Could be wrong about that, but I think like I don't like how babied the UI is. Like, I don't like when you have to open up your Finder to like find which app. Like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of things are babied, and I'm sure you could configure it to your liking. You're a little more technical, but I don't like how it's built on like, here's a toddler. Now let this toddler use his computer. I don't know. maybe that's too harsh. Being too harsh. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but what were we even talking about? Yeah, Linux. This is KDE Plasma, this desktop. I really like it because it's smooth, and I could actually feel. It's not 144, I think. Can I show it? My display. Oh, it's 120. So maybe it is. Maybe I do actually feel it fully. I could probably set it. I don't really care that much, but I do like how this is so much more smoother. This feels more smooth than like my Windows PC, but that's also just because my Windows partition is like completely full and it can barely perform, and I need to format it. I just love how smooth everything feels. Like, I just move everything around. Feels way more responsive. And also, like, look at this CPU usage. Like, I'm like streaming, only using 20%. If I was on my Windows computer, I'm streaming and I'm also watching this video in 1080p, even though I think it should be using my GPU. But yeah, like, I'm not doing much. Definitely doing some stuff, and it's only using like that much. Oh my god, RAM. Like, I never go over like 20. Unless I'm doing like some AI stuff, or I'm like playing with some LLMs, or doing stable diffusion, it'll go a little higher, but my God, it feels so nice to have like 40,000 tabs open, and my RAM is like still just under. Um, and I noticed this too with when I was using Linux, or when I was using Spice, the other desktop for Linux Mint, it was using a lot more, like CPU and memory. But once I switched to KDE Plasma, it was like, I would say like 10%, just way less like resources utilized. But if I was on my desktop, like I could have 40,000 tabs open, and it would be like my RAM would unironically just be like full. This was definitely one of like the greatest things that I have felt, to actually be able to use my computer. And also, this entire partition like that my Linux is on is completely encrypted. So there's also like that overhead too, because there's I imagine when you're doing like a big write job or whatever like that's happening, it all has to go through like the God, I don't even know how this works, but it has to get encrypted, and then it gets written to the disk. And vice versa for like if it's a read thing. So that CPU usage is very low, considering that this is like a fully encrypted drive, versus when I'm on Windows and the partition's not even encrypted. It's like it's idling at around like 30%, and I don't have anything open. But again, that's probably just because like my Windows partition is just completely full. It's definitely not good. Yeah, definitely love this. Oh yeah, and also AI stuff. Like it was definitely a little challenging. I say AI stuff, I mean like LLM stuff. Like I have LLM Studio. I gotta make sure that, okay, hold on. I gotta make sure nothing's on here. I've asked some pretty interesting questions. We don't want that to be shown. Let me see. Hold on. 1 second. Okay. Oh, that's a bad question. I was testing an uncensored model. Hold on, I gotta delete that. Okay, yeah, this is fine. I'll show this. But yeah, no, like LLM stuff, playing around with LLM stuff on Linux has been very easy. LM Studio, which is what I use, what's it called? It just worked out of the box with GPU. I did have to install the ROCm stuff, because I'm so stupid. I bought a GTX 10, was it 6650 XT? No, not GTX. Sorry, my brain is just, it's RX. Yeah, I forgot. I bought this. This was such a bad idea. I bought this like right before the AI boom. I wish I got an NVIDIA card, but I did get a good deal on it. And I bought this, and like doing any sort of AI stuff on it is just so awful. But I did figure out how to install like the ROCm installers, and once I did that, I was able to just kind of I could easily just do like this all can be like AI, or sorry, GPU accelerated, and it's just so easy to use. And I couldn't do this with Ollama on Windows. Ollama's like a different LLM thing interface, and it just wasn't working. But I do get a way better I do get a way better experience with some of the ROCm drivers. Is it ROCm? Am I pronouncing that right? ROCm, AMD. Yeah, it's like ROCm, whatever. I get way better way better compatibility on Linux than I do on Windows. When it comes to like GPU accelerated stuff for AMD cards, like 100%. Like for instance, I asked Mistral, like, given the health of my SSD drive, I don't know if this is information I should be showing. I assume there's like a serial number here, but yeah, I assumed that given there, like, make sense of like this smart CTL analysis, like for those who aren't familiar, smart CL, that's like it's like, let's let Google do it. Yes, CTL, sorry. It helps monitor your storage system, so it'll tell you if like your hard drive's about to die, or like how much life is left in it, or that kind of stuff. So I told it to like analyze it, and it gave me a pretty cool analysis. It told me, what did I ask it? I probably asked it. Yeah, I asked it, like, give me a summary of the lifetime on each disk. Don't know why it crossed itself out. Probably screwed up on the formatting there, but yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. This is all done on Linux. I can't do this on Windows, at least, without having to, blow my brains out, just because how hard it is to do these drivers, man. I don't know how to do it on Windows, at least for AI stuff. And also Stable Diffusion, I got that to work. Unfortunately, it's through Docker, so I have to install, like, let me go to my, wait, hold on, I gotta find it. Yeah, so there's yeah, I had to, like, there's this Docker thing that I found, and I think I forked it internally, but essentially, like, hold on, let me just show this Docker file. I don't know if I put anything in there that's bad. Should be fine. But yeah, it's just gonna download the entire RockM driver. Does it do that here? I just know that if I go to Docker image ls, you can see that I have a Docker image that's 76 gigabytes. Even though I have installed RockM on my host machine, I just don't know how to pass in like the driver so that it can just use my client one or my host machine's one, because when I tried doing that, I was getting a bunch of like read errors and some really weird like errors that just kind of resulted in like hex dumps. So yeah, this is just how I was able to do it. I had to install it inside the container, but I don't know why I went on this. But I yeah, summary, doing GPU accelerated tasks for AMD cards on Linux is just way better, in my opinion. I assume, obviously, besides gaming, because, you can't really game on Linux, realistically, unless you want to, unless you have, like, all the time in the world to figure out how to convert or, figure out how, like, Wine works and everything. And usually that doesn't even work with, like, modern games, just because the way anti-cheats work. You make a script, 5M script for me? Yeah, I can make one real quick. Hold on. Let's see. Man, it's been so long. Here, I'll VI this for you. So we need a main.lua. That's what I remember. And I don't even remember if print is the Lua function, but hello world. Right. Let's ship it to prod. There you go, buddy. Got your script for you. Sorry, that's mean. I'm sorry. But I think that is the script right here. Yeah, I'm sorry for bullying you. Let me backtrack here. But again, I just I do want to say I'm done with 5M stuff. I probably even shouldn't have put until further notice, because that implies that I could revert back, but I guess when I was writing this, I was thinking of like GTA 6 and how awesome that would be once they like reverse engineer that game. But yeah, essentially forever I'm gonna be done with the 5M stuff. It'd probably be called like 6M. But yeah, I'm gonna be like shifting completely away from 5M stuff, and it's gonna be different. It's gonna be I don't really have plans. Literally today, all I've been doing is just showing off stuff and talking to y'all, and I hope that's been entertaining enough. But yeah, I don't really have too much planned for y'all. 1 second. Get a drink of water here. How long have we been? How long has this been on? Almost an hour 30. Okay. I don't know how long I'm gonna do this. Maybe a little longer, but man, my throat is like dry from just talking. Yeah, like I definitely haven't felt that feeling in a while. I used to do, or not. I still kind of do this, but I do a lot of like other like stuff besides Java. At least for like my school or for my university, I'm in like this club where we kind of do different coding stuff. So like I've worked on a lot of pretty much all these videos on this channel. This is like for our like the club that I'm in the university, where we just kind of go over a lot of different stuff, and I've enjoyed for the most part some of these videos just because I've had to script them out. Like this Next.js, this is Next 13, but you know, essentially just me going through like an actual proper slideshow, an actual like, hey, here's the slides, and then let's look what that, you know, let's see what that looks like when we're actually coding it. You know, what does everything mean? Everything's like commented. Like I love this where we're actually structuring the teaching aspect of this. And I definitely want to do that with Java. I think that's super important to like, you know, structure, because again, I know some of you have seen these old videos or more recent videos, they've gotten worse. My god, some of these videos were just like me looking off to the side of my monitor and just copying code. But you know,
instead,
sometimes I didn't
and
do that.
There's like two others that you can make it look like it's streaming or it's watching or listening or playing.
Why am I like shaking? You hear me? Like I'm nervous here. I'm just out of breath.
It's streaming or it's watching or listening or playing. If you want to just make it look like it's playing, just get rid of that. But
I was super timid. I still am. Give myself that. Oh my god, this video.
We're gonna start. I'm gonna put a space there, so we have to.
This video is just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces, 6 lines of code. Isn't that impressive? And I've somehow made that 16 minutes long. My god. What do I talk for? Okay, I guess I add like some other stuff in here, like the what street I'm in. I guess that's fine. Oh my god, 5mbot. That's when it had 2 shards. Now it's at like 16 or something. Interesting stuff.
It updates, like I said, every 5 seconds.
That's cool. 127,000 views. I'm embarrassed. I'm truly embarrassed. This video, the video that I kind of just, God. Yeah, this video I was kind of, I spent a very long time. You can actually see, hold on, when I first started recording, this was 4/17/2022, okay? And then the last time, this is 5/25. I've spent a little over 2 months, or under 2 months, working on that video. Well, to be fair, I stopped working on it and then I started again. But yeah, I really, wow, this is so bright. I didn't even notice that. So let's test out the actual function. One parameter. But yeah, no, I spent a very long time working on this video, and I'm proud of it because this is not FiveM related, and this is how you build a full stack web application from scratch using Node.js and HTML, CSS. And this was like raw DOM.js. This was like, we're hardcore on this thing. We are not using any sort of framework except Axios and Bootstrap CSS and whatever whatever other stuff is in there. But yeah, no, I'm kind of proud of this one just because I spent a lot of time on it, and I did write all of the timestamps here. And I think it does a good job kind of going through full stack web dev, at least using that tech stack. Are you done with FiveM? I don't know. I mean, I stopped playing GTA. And I stopped. Yeah, I why did I stop? I'm trying to think. So I think in 2021 when it got really big, I worked on a couple videos here, like these last videos, but they were just so hard to produce. Or they weren't hard. They were very easy to produce. The standards and the standards that I have for myself just kind of the standards I had for myself versus the standards that I started putting out in relation to these videos were just getting so low. I was like not at all proud of these videos because it felt like I was like, I gotta stop liking my own videos. I'm just getting caught here. I keep getting caught here. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I was just reading off the side of my monitor and just kind of being like a script kiddie, and I wasn't really enjoying it. I felt like a chore, and I don't really like FiveM scripting that much. I never really was good at it in the sense that I didn't really understand every single concept, and for me to like truly understand it, I'd have to like sit down and actually build out some stuff, some infrastructure to back it. So I did actually explain this earlier in the stream. Like, I had different phases that I wanted to do. So a lot of the earlier videos were more basic stuff. We kind of moved, as we move more time, we kind of go into some of the server stuff. Like these SQL ones were pretty good in terms of like, how do you update values in SQL? How do you set it up using like the Lua API for MySQL? But like the final step, the final iteration in Java would have been like building a FiveM framework, consolidating all the knowledge we have on client-sided code and server-sided code. How do we bring that together? And that's like, that's a lot. That's definitely a lot to kind of consolidate. In fact, it would have taken a very long time to have done that, because I would have had to actually write out a lot of code, and I just didn't want to do that. I wasn't really enjoying making these videos, even though they did perform pretty well. Obviously, like, this channel's success, like I said in the post, this channel's success is literally from, you know, all you guys who originally came here for FiveM. So again, I do apologize for that, and I encourage you to leave if you only came here for FiveM content, because that would be it'd be deceptive of me for you to want, it would be deceptive for me to just kind of continue creating content. Actually, would it be deceptive? It'd be deceptive if I kind of rug pulled it. So if I like if I started doing FiveM stuff and then I randomly just switched, it would be a little deceptive. But I'm trying to be transparent here, which is kind of the point of this post, I guess. Yeah, I don't know if that was a good answer, but yeah, I do want to make way better content in terms of quality. I want to, like this, where we actually have slides and stuff. It doesn't have to be slides, it just has to be like, it has to be compartmentalized, it has to be properly written and followed, and a lot of these videos were just not that. Like, I'm trying to find a really bad video. Like, there's so many really bad videos. And maybe I was just too hard on myself.
If you allow it to do that action,
because it seems like I am explaining some stuff. Maybe I just completely gaslit myself to believe that, because I feel like when I jump into these videos, it seems like I kind of know what I'm doing.
Be able to use cover.
Okay, I probably had that written down. Super curious. I have to check. What did I say? Be able... Okay, I'm just going to control... Be able... Cover... Okay, I don't know. Maybe I actually did know what I was doing, and I've just completely gaslit myself. There's been really bad videos. I don't know. What do you guys have any bad experiences? Just feedback. I gotta stop liking these videos. Did I like this one too? Okay, good. Again, don't like your own stuff. That's weird. Come on.
Loop through every single door and open it. Or if it's open, then we will loop through it.
You gotta also just see like the amount of like different themes, VS Code themes that I just went through. Like, my God, just pick one. I think the one I use now, like for everything, all my work as well, is just the one that comes with it, because it's literally the best one. My point is, it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter. Dark Modern. What's Dark Plus? Oh, that looks like Visual Studio. No thanks. Maybe some are better than others. But yeah. Man, like you could just I went through so many different phases. Not proud of it.
So we're fine. So now what we want to do is actually you need to use the another.
What did I build in this? Was this a menu or a command?
Toggle vehicle mod, and the third parameter is
Must be a command. Is this a command? I think it was a command. Yeah, register command. Okay. Wait, this is. Hold on. Is that the same video? Oh, I was just on this wrong thing. Okay, never mind. Oh yeah, I clicked into a new video. Okay. Interesting. A lot of hard-coded stuff here. That was tripping me out a little bit. What did this do? Sorry, I just want to like. This is kind of like rehashing.
Spawn. Let's get the Fudo because that is a highly customizable car. So we got the Fudo here, and
it's true, it is.
Let's give it the first 10 upgrades. So customize. Let's do /vehicle customize, and you can see that we got a sport.
This is all like client side too. How do you like? If these are all like client sided stuff, like can't you just like? I don't know how like any of the FiveM security stuff works, and I'm sure that it's completely changed now. But like, if this was a client call, then how does that synchronize with the server? And how did these like mods? Like, can't you just like inject code? Unless they have like code injection stuff that I just don't know about. I don't know. I never really understood how FiveM server stuff worked, to be honest, or at least like some of the client stuff and like the nuances in there. I don't know how that synchronizes. Cat I don't even know how do you say that. I'm gonna look that up. What's it called? Cat Pushin? Is that a theme? I like these colors. What does it look like? Is this a VS Code theme? I'm gonna check. Themes. Oh, hold on. Cat. Got 5 stars. Yeah, it's too light for me. I can already tell I wouldn't like it just because I need to have like a dark background. It can't be like. I like everything about it but the background, which I know you can change, but got 5 stars, 500,000. It's good. Simply does not. Frameworks use stage bags to sync the props. I don't know what that means, to be honest. Frameworks use state bags to sync the props. Are the props? Is that the add-ons to the car? Is that what a prop is? I don't know what a state bag is either. State bag FiveM. Oh, is this a new thing? This is actually, hold on, this is probably like a very low level thing that I just never understood. State getter. Sorry, I'm reading over here. What OS are you using? I'm using Linux Mint with KDE Plasma. But to be fair, like I've only been using this for literally a couple months, so I'm still very new to the Linux desktop. The Linux desktop experience. Hold on, I want to make this. So state getters and setters are native. Every get will return a full series. That means you cannot do. Okay, so this will not change the position, or will not replicate. I have no idea what this means. So the owner of the vehicle is allowed to edit the vehicle entity, so people use state bags now to detect when someone is in range of the vehicle. So it applies. Oh, okay. Okay, so it's just like a hierarchy thing. Is it like? What if like there's no vehicle owner, but someone's near it. Does that do anything? Like if there's someone near the car and there's no owner, does that mean he's the owner? Is it like a hierarchy like that, or is it just like, does that just not do anything? That would make sense if it didn't do anything, because I feel like I remember like playing on some of the FiveM servers, if there's like no one in the car, I think a state bag's like a container on an entity player vehicle. Okay. If you want. Okay, so nothing happens to... Okay, I guess, yeah, that makes sense then. Gotcha. Interesting. Is this a new thing, or am I just like, have I always just never known this? Wouldn't be surprised just because I didn't really ever know anything, to be honest. Like, at least... You can set the data in the state bag on the server, and on a client, I can just scan for every other around me. Okay. I gotcha. Okay, so that's just kind of how you manage state. Just like web dev. Just like web dev. Cool. Okay, so how did they do it before? I feel like you could do this with, or I feel like this is such a important thing to have, especially for just like implicit reactivity. Yeah, it came out, okay. Introduced early but documented later. I do remember this stuff, the local IDs. I do remember those stuff. Oh my god, I remember NUI. The NUI callbacks. My god. And I remember people used React. I remember seeing some scripts where the NUI was, the front end was in React. Never escape it. Frameworks didn't sync car props well before this, but they did. But they just used events and polling. Okay. Yeah, I remember polling. Yeah, where you have the loop. And my god, that was, I feel like that was always like super, like you lost frames because of that. Like that was just always like a sunk cost they had to deal with. Or fixed cost. Yeah, there's voice too. Well, there's always been voice, but I know that this has changed a lot. I've seen some FiveM, what's it called? Like Twitch streams where like it's based on like how far you get, or like it's positional. Like if someone's to the right of you, you can hear it from the right, from like your right channel. I remember back in the day, it was like if you were in a certain proximity, you would hear it. If you were, 1 meter out of it, you wouldn't hear it. Took the FiveM community a very long time. You could spawn coroutines. What's that? FiveM? Or is that like a general thing? I'm just dumb. Oh, I guess it is a general thing. Oh, okay, it's just like a separate thing. Gotcha. Interesting. So there was just like a lot of stuff that I don't know about like how this seems like a lot better, or this seems a lot more intuitive instead of like polling. So I'm glad that that's done. Yeah, threads. Yeah, that makes sense. Second, I think I just got logged out. Did I just get hacked? No. Okay, I don't know what that was about, but I just got logged out. Okay, we're back. Are we back? We are, okay. Sorry. State bags are a very nice change. You can even listen for changes to state bags now, so you don't even have to poll. Yeah, I'd imagine that would be like it would be like a completely, what was the word I'm looking for? Like an event emitter kind of deal where you're just listening instead of polling. Like seems like a lot better. It's good. Good that they changed that. I feel like if I jumped into a lot of this stuff again, it wouldn't be as hard. Because I think like I remember doing some of those videos, and I would like try my best not to read these just because I hated reading. But I think if you actually just sit down and try to understand the underlying material, and I guess you guys are literally helping me to understand. So maybe I'm being too hard on myself, but yeah, I don't really have any patience, and I think it showed in a lot of the quality of these videos. That's cool. But what else has been deprecated? Chat message. I do remember this. This is a very long time. I remember this. Yeah. Did they change anything else? Okay, it's the same thing. Register command. I remember this was always good. Scale form. Never understood what these were, but you can make like a GUI thing, and I remember playing around with that. FiveM is going down further and further. Most of the main developers left. No many updates. Done. Not Pulse. And Not Pulses was released? What's Pulses? What are Pulses? I didn't know the developers are leaving. Is there a reason why it's declining? Are people just getting bored of FiveM? Because I know that it blew up. 2021, it got very popular. The Twitch scene playing FiveM. I think they still do. So I'd imagine it would just keep growing. Why would the developers leave? Selling to Rockstar was probably one of the biggest mistakes. Not because of Rockstar, but all the actual core devs got pushed out. Was selling to Rockstar? Oh, did that mean like Rockstar? Does that mean Rockstar just like manages like the entire FiveM operation? Yeah, wait, I'm like so lost in this. I thought they sold it to Rockstar. Or hold on. What did I even think happened? I don't even know what happened. I know that Rockstar like said it's okay. That's like literally what I know about it. Like Rockstar's fine with FiveM now. I know FiveM used to be like bad. That's all I knew. FiveM is fine itself, just nothing really going to change. Okay. Check the drama. What's the FiveM drama? Can I just search up FiveM Rockstar drama? Those CFX rejoins. So yeah, so like I feel like when I first read this, I thought that the people behind CFX were gonna work with Rockstar. I didn't think they were gonna sell it in terms of like assets and stuff. Like I thought they were just gonna like work together in like a very vague way. Yeah, this is a very like boilerplate response. Rockstar does own the IP of FiveM, but think of them like an investor that manages a project. Okay. And people, okay. I gotcha. So people just didn't like that Rockstar was involved. Categorically, okay. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, that usually happens after like a big sellout. That's interesting. I don't know, because I feel like there's a like the reason why I'm confused is like I feel like there's a big difference between like the FiveM devs, like the CFX people, and then the actual like script developers who like create like the big servers on FiveM. It's not really juicy drama. It's actually kind of sad. Yeah, I mean it is sad. It used to be like a really big thing. I mean it still is. Not be wrong. But yeah, I don't know. Like I know that the last big thing that I saw for FiveM, and this is very old news, is that they like you can play with like 1,000 people or something. Like there's tons. Yeah, I gotta. Yeah, that was funny. Rockstar hired them to reverse engineer their own game. I mean, reverse engineered it too, which is like even funnier. They just hired them. Period. Like they did all the work for them, pretty much. That's funny. Interesting stuff. Yeah, I'm a little bit what's FXDX? Oh yeah, I do remember seeing the development kit. I don't know how good this is, but oh, is this built in VS Code? What? No way. Or is this a VS Code like fork? Probably a VS Code fork. Okay. Yeah, no, that would be kind of silly. People are fine with Rockstar, but Rockstar put people in charge that use their power to push the core. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Old main dead debug, a lot of personal. Okay, yeah. I don't have to get into it. I was just kind of curious. Didn't know there was drama. I thought it was like I thought everyone was like happy. I thought this acquisition was like a good thing because now like they can, they don't have to like hide, you know. This is cool though. Yeah, I don't really have anything else. I think this. I don't know. What do you guys think about this stream? I think I should call it. It's almost 2 hours. My throat is like super dry, and I've been drinking water. Not used to talking this long. But yeah, I mean, was this entertaining? What kind of stuff would you guys want to see? That's a lot to throw at a bunch of people, but I don't know. If this is entertaining, I definitely like to do it again. Maybe I should actually structure something instead of just blindly talking. Or maybe blindly talking is fun enough. I don't know. We'll see. Also led to a lot of oversight, like how servers are getting banned for cars with logos. Oh yeah, I'd imagine the licensing for a lot of that stuff is controversial. Yeah. Yeah, because if you have like a Bugatti Veyron or whatever, like a actual licensed car, the custom cars, like that's definitely not a good look for Rockstar. So are just servers? Is it just like the threshold for getting banned is like stupid, or is it just like I imagine that's what you're implying? Switch this. There we go. It's important to make content you want to see first. Yeah, that's 100% true. I can't just pump out, a Next.js tutorial. I have to see what I like. I don't know. I definitely want it to be a little more personable. Like, I don't know. We'll see. You'll see what I mean with that. Just gonna keep. I just super curious. Like, what are your guys' thoughts on the stream? Is this something entertaining? Is this something worth doing? Should I structure this more? Or should this just be unstructured? Because I kind of like this back and forth, even though it's just with you two guys. But I do kind of like this interaction. It's cool. I learned a lot, definitely. Didn't really know a lot of the whole FiveM drama stuff until now. Didn't really know there was drama. But the tea was spilt, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, don't really have anything else. I think 2 hours is definitely a lot longer than I thought this was gonna be, but I definitely enjoyed it. This was kind of cool experience. Don't really stream, so yeah, I've almost lost my voice. I think I'm gonna call it here. Second. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think this is it. I'm gonna call it a night. And appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank you for the 5M videos. No problem. You can thank my former self, as I have shifted away from the 5M scene. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna end the stream. I'd like to get some feedback too. This is good. Maybe I'll put a Twitter poll or something. 5M docs or nothing, like your next. I think I sourced a lot of what I did from the 5M docs and from other people's scripts. So, you know, maybe you're giving me too much credit, but you know, I'll take it. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, thank you guys. I'm gonna call it. You have a good night.